Okay, now we're into Module 2. As I said before, it's how to find hot and juicy blog topics that your audience will love and keep coming back for more. And the reason why I decided to do this class is because I did a survey, and I knew that blogging was a hot topic, but I didn't know what part of blogging that people wanted to learn. And I had like 25 respondents of the survey, and all of them said they want to learn how to find profitable blog topics. They didn't know what to blog about. They didn't know what to write about or anything like that, and that was like really interesting. But that was a hot topic, so I decided to make this a part of the call because I know a lot of you would like to find out what to write about, what to blog about, and how to get people coming to your site. Okay, so I'm going to go over what will you write about. There's a few things you can write about, as I was saying before. Industry news, your competitor's blog, a piggyback off of industry news, personal stories, answer questions, and how-tos. And I'm going to go through all of those briefly here. Well, basically with industry news, what's going on in your industry, what's happening in your industry that people need to know about. As for example, as all of you may know, that I'm an SEO, search engine optimization writer. And as I stated before, when the Google Panda came out, it was all the rage because people were losing their rankings. It was so crazy. And then Google Penguin, I could never remember what comes first, but they came around the same time, like Google Panda and Google Penguin, and everybody was like, okay, what's happening here? We're losing our rankings. We need to do something fast. So that way I was able to blog about Google Panda and Google Penguin and let my prospects and clients know what was going on and what they needed to do to get their rankings back up or not to lose their rankings. Another thing is I write for a lawyer, and basically I go to like legal websites and see what's new going on in the legal industry or what bills are passed or anything like that in different states, because I think different states have different legislatures and everything. So I just go there and see what's going on and write for that. But think about it for a moment, like what's going on in your industry that everybody's talking about, or basically maybe nobody's talking about it, that you can go and share with your followers. So whatever's going on in your industry, see if you can come up with a blog topic to let your readers know what's happening. Basically, your competitor's blog, like your competitor's blog, of course everyone here knows what a competitor is, but what is your competitor blogging about? Is your competitor addressing some things that you don't agree with? You can have excuse me, I got tongue-tied here, so sorry. Like, what is your competitor blogging about? Do you agree with what he's blogging about? Is he not, or he or she, is he or she not saying what needs to be said regarding your industry? So go to your competitor's blog and see what they're blogging about, see what kind of comments they're getting, see what kind of comments are being said. Like, for example, as Nancy may know, like with social media, a lot of people are learning about social media, about how to post on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all this kind of stuff and everything. But it's like there's so many people that are teaching like the how to do this on Facebook, but there's really no one who's teaching the strategy. So that could be your unique advantage, because people teach strategy, but they only like brush the surface or whatever, because everybody wants to know all the bells and whistles, how to upload a cover and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, why upload a cover and you don't have a strategy? So have the strategy first, and then once you have the strategy, you could teach all those other things, if that makes sense. Okay. The one I like is personal stories. Basically, personal stories are just something like what happened in your event that you can tie to business. What happened in your life that you can tie to business? For example, did you just go on a vacation and you notice how people were friendly as far as the wait staff or your hospitality staff? What do they do differently that you may be able to blog about? Like yesterday, my friend and I had a meeting, but at the end of the day, I went somewhere with him in the city, and it was all day, and where we went, it was just like the organizers and the facilitators of the event, they had lack of communication skills. It was just horrible. I mean, it was a fun time, but it was just the fact that their communication skills were not up to par. You know, it was like a lot of bells and whistles. We were there for 8 hours when we should have only been there for like 3 hours. And I think a lot of it was a part of communication. So you could take a story like that and say, well, this is the way you're supposed to communicate in business. Another story that I have, that I told this on my preview call, is basically if you mix personal. I have 2 stories to share with you. One story is basically my mentor, my writing mentor who told me SEO. I told the story before. She was dating a guy, and I stopped following her for a while because I'm like, oh, whatever, I was busy, all this kind of stuff. And then she started blogging again, and when she started blogging, she would blog about like SEO and all the trends and new writing techniques and tips. But at her blog post, she would talk about her new love interest because she lives like part-time in Jamaica. So every week she would write about how her love interest did this week and took care of her when she was sick, et cetera, et cetera. So every week I tuned in to see what was happening with her love interest. Even though she was still writing the main content, I still tuned in for that little bit of, ooh, is she going to fall in love and all that kind of stuff. But that made me get to know, like, and trust her more as a person. And we actually went on, I purchased a lot of stuff from her, but we actually went on to co-author a book on social media, ebook, about social media as well, you know. So another one would be, what will you write about? Answer questions. I love answering questions because no matter what industry you are in, everyone is going to have a question for you, whatever your business is. I know all of you that have businesses, they're going to ask you questions. So if you don't like to write, you don't know how to write, or you don't have time to write, a great way to blog, and I think, Nancy, you were asking me this before because you were fond of how Seth Godin answered his blog posts, wrote his blog posts short and sweet, you know. So you can most likely answer a question. You can have, like, ask. I know some people who actually have a separate website, and they'll, like, ask me or ask Sheila or whatever your name is, you know, and everything like that. And where you go, where their prospects go, and just ask a question, you know, what's the best social media site I should be on? Do I really need SEO for my business? You know, for Carmela or something, what is a doula? What does a doula do? Or something, just basic, simple questions. And if you have 4 people a month asking you questions, that's just like 4 blog posts that you have for the month. Another one is how-to tutorials. There's always something you can teach. I know with our industry, the tech industry, we could write, you know, how to create a Facebook page, or how to write an SEO article, or how to, whatever you want to teach your audience, you can write a how-to article. You know, how to have etiquette. Those are really great articles, and they really get a lot of exposure because it promises the reader after they read your article, they're going to learn how to do something. You know, so that's one step. Like, once you know, like, what you want to write about, where it's like industry news, you're going to look at your competitor's blog and see what they're writing about. You could write about personal stories. Oh, the other personal story that I had was basically, it's kind of like I watch TV, and I told this story before. My boyfriend hates that I watch TV because I watch stuff like the E! Channel and what else, Millionaire Matchmaker and The Voice and X Factor and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. As I said, I write blog posts for a lawyer, and I don't know what's up with celebrities, but for some reason, celebrities like to get in trouble with the law and everything. So I'm watching those shows for my own personal entertainment, but I'm also watching those shows because it gives me content from my blogs that I write for my clients. Like the celebrities, they get DUIs, they are on drugs, rehab, murder people. Sorry, I don't mean to be so graphic or anything like that, but the celebrities, they do all this stuff, and I write for the lawyer, so that way I have that content that's trending most time when celebrities get in trouble or whatever. It's a trending topic, and I can write that and put a spin on it for what my lawyer does in his practice, and I could say, well, if this person was in Washington State, this is what would happen, and that way it's a hot topic, but it's also getting traffic to my client's website because I mixed in his keywords along with the hot topic, if that makes sense, okay? Another thing is sometimes I watch the shows like The Voice. And the other day I was watching The Voice, and it was so weird. I wrote a blog post about it. And I noticed that it's a lot like copywriting. If you're not familiar with The Voice, it's just a contestant show where singers compete to win, I don't know, a couple of $1 million or something and become a superstar or whatever. But there's so much copywriting in The Voice because people have to sell themselves. Like, the coaches have to sell themselves to the participants and tell them why they're the best coach. And my blog post, let me go to it now because you can see it's better to show than tell. And I wrote how, like, The Voice was so much about copywriting. Oh, whatever. So let me just go to it really quick if you guys can see my screen and everything. So just one moment. I got an HP computer. This is a sidebar, but I got an HP computer, and the keys are so sensitive. It's like I can't touch anything. Like if I touch a key, it turns into something else. So I have to be like really, really sensitive with my keys, which is weird. But anyway, if you want to go look at that blog, it's ninaonlinelv.com/blog. But it's too, I wrote like my boyfriend hates when I do this to grow my business, and then I don't know where the other one is. I got to find it. Oh, what The Voice can teach you about copywriting. That's if you go on the right-hand side, and you can see what The Voice can teach you about copywriting. So what I did, I was putting my entertainment that I love to watch and tied it in with my business, because if you're a fan of The Voice, you can know that it really teaches you a lot about copywriting. But think about the shows that you watch, or think about things that are happening in your life and how you could tie it into your business and write a blog post about it. Okay? So I'm talking about like all the things that you can write about, but sometimes it's hard to come up with so many topic ideas, or sometimes you have way too many topics. I think one of you told me that you have way too many topics and you don't know which one you want to write about. But how to find fun and profitable topics to write about. My favorite way to find fun and profitable topics to write about is actually Google Keyword Tool, but we'll get into that later because we're going to go more in depth into it in Module 3. But now, like the way I do it is you could just go to Yahoo Answers or Quora. Like basically Yahoo Answers, Quora, and forums. It's all forums. Like Quora is kind of like a forum, but it's a question and answer site. So let me go to there really quick. If you never heard of Quora, it's QUORA.com. I don't know how many of you are seeing my screen, but just in case you're not seeing my screen, you can go to Q as in Queen, U as in umbrella, O as in orange, R as in Robert, A as in apple, and go there. Okay. Some of you, I don't know if you already have an account. If you don't, you could just sign up with Facebook, and it will be easy to sign in, I believe. Sign in. Let's see. So basically, you see right here on the top screen, you could just search questions, topics, people, and boards. So let me just go into social media really quick and see what questions are being asked, if any. So like right now, basically, you could see, like type in a keyword, whatever keyword you have. I'm just doing social media, for example, because I know a lot of you on the line would like to know about social media as well. But like right now, this is a hot topic. Like, is social media ROI calculation even possible? A lot of people don't think that social media can get a return on investment, you know. Let's see. Some of these are like whatever. Some of these are just let me go into blogging really quick and see what comes up. But basically, what are the most What are some habits of highly successful bloggers? See, this is a good question right here. Like, what are some habits of highly successful bloggers? If all of you know Stephen Covey, he wrote 7 Habits of Highly Successful People or everything. So you could probably write a blog post that says 7, 8, whatever number, 7 habits of highly successful bloggers, and then list the 7 habits of a highly successful blogger. Okay, this one is a good one. I guess it's for me because I'm the blogger. What are the pros and cons of using Disqus as your blog comment engine? Okay, let's see. What is the best way to blog anonymously? Let me see something. Let me see. I know Carmela is a doula, so let me see if there's anything here about pregnancy or pregnant or something like that. But if you use Quora, you can go in there. Let's see. I don't know. These are some interesting questions. I don't know. Oh, well, this one is cool. What surprised you the most about being pregnant? And basically, you probably wouldn't answer that question, but you can look at an idea of what people are talking about or what questions they're asking and stuff. So, like, basically, what surprised you the most about being pregnant? Like, Carmela probably could do something about the 5 things they didn't tell you. No one told you about being pregnant, and you could talk about. I saw an episode once on Tia and Tamara. I've never been pregnant, nor do I want to be and stuff, but I saw an episode where Tia and Tamara, she wrote a book, and she talked about all the things that they didn't tell you what happens when you have a baby and stuff, or when you're pregnant and everything. But this one is good. Let's see. Where is it? I just saw one. I think it changes up. But it's okay. Is soy a safe protein during pregnancy? That's a good one because there's like some controversy about soy, like it has too much estrogen and it lowers the sperm count in men or something like that. So you can write questions about that, if that makes sense. Let's see. Another topic, you could just type in a keyword, and everything, and then once your keyword, whatever keywords you are, if you're on Quora, you can go play around with it and see the type of questions that people are asking, and once you see the kind of questions people are asking, you have to be a little bit creative and see how you can extract the article out of those questions. Sometimes people ask straightforward questions like that one about soy. Is soy safe when you're pregnant? That's a great article topic to write about, So Quora is one way you could find blog topics, okay? Another one is Yahoo.Answers. I haven't had the account in so long. I haven't registered in it. Let me go in there and find out. But I assume all of you know what Yahoo Answers is. It's basically like the same thing, Yahoo Answers. It's just based on Yahoo, and you could find different questions that people are asking. And again, let's see. What would you like to ask? Let's see. Let's ask a question. I don't listen to what the people are answering because usually people on Yahoo Answers, they don't really have an answer. They say silly answers. But it's good to go on there because what happens is you get to see what questions people are asking, and everything. So that is great. Let me go in there and see. But if you get the idea, it's like the same premise as Quora. You just go and type in a certain keyword or anything like that and see what people are asking and see what you can do as far as creating blog posts out of the questions. Another one is I want to go and find out there's I don't know. We have to come back to that. But there's Word Tracker. I don't know if you ever heard of Word Tracker, but Word Tracker is basically a keyword research tool. It's one of the paid ones. I like using the free Google too, but Word Tracker is good. But actually, Word Tracker, if you go to freekeywords.wordtracker.com, what happens is, or you could just type in Google free Word Tracker question tool. So basically right here, I think they give you like 10 searches for free, and then you have to sign up or something and pay. But basically if you type in something, a 7-day trial. But if you type in like a certain word or something like that, let's see. Let me go hypnosis. I'm trying to get everybody on the line, or some people who are on the line, so they could see what people are asking for, you know. So basically, as far as this one, if somebody asked about hypnosis, we would go down the line and see what people are asking. How to self-hypnose. I don't know, Christine, if that self-hypnosis is safe or anything like that, but you can write an article about how people can hypnotize themselves. Let's see. Where can I get hypnosis? I don't know what that is. In Soul Silver, maybe you know, I don't know. How to hypnotize someone. What is hypnosis? Hypnosis help me like seafood, you know. But you could just go, like, you could just see, like, these are the questions that that people are asking. And right here it shows you, like, how many times they asked, just how can, in a given month, just how hypnosis can help you. Well, 32 people asked. It's not a lot, but still it's enough. Like, people want to know, like, does hypnosis really work or whatever. Just think about certain keywords. You can go to, I'm going to leave it up on the screen again, or if you're having trouble, just go to Google and type in word tracker question tool, and you see the questions that people are asking. You know, I think, Rachel, you're social media too. So let's see. Sign up for. Let me sign in. But anyway, you can go and you could look at that and see what the questions people are asking, and that way you can figure out what topics you're going to write about based on those particular questions and stuff. You could see, let me go. I think I have like more searches remaining for the month for free or something like that. So yeah. As far as social media, how to use social media, what is social media marketing, those are basic questions. How is social media effective when using for advertising? That's a good topic that you can generate. How to plan a social media marketing strategy. Nancy, that's right up your alley. You know, let's see. How the effectiveness of social media can be measured. Here's how to generate leads with social media. That's a good one. You know, I'm not saying like you have to write what is it called? The whole question out, but you're getting ideas. You can title it something else, like 3 ways to increase your leads with social media. But as you can go into the core research tool and you could see what people are asking, and then you can create content around that, okay, if that makes sense to you. For Deborah, you know, how to select a life coach. You select a life coach. A lot of people don't know what a life coach is. I have a life coach. Hi, Sheila. I don't think she's on the line now, but she'll be on the line like later or anything like that. And a lot of people don't know what a life coach is, so you can go and let people know like what a life coach does, how to select one, make sure the life coach has certification, make sure they have experience in life. You know, I'm just being silly here, but you can get the idea. How much does a life coach cost? Famous people who use a life coach, that's really good because people are obsessed with celebrities. There's a lot of different blog topics you can find here. How to market a life coach business, a life coach. But anyway, so you get the idea. Like, that's why I love this tool, because you can go in and you could actually see what people are asked, the actual questions people are writing. So that's really good. Excuse me. Another way I love to look for blog topics is competitors' webinars and teleseminars. And here's the thing. This also goes into people asking questions, because a lot of people don't have time to do the research or anything like that. But here's the thing. When you go to a competitor's webinar or teleseminar or a quote-unquote competitor, you can listen to the content, see what's being said, and see what's not being said. But most importantly, what you want to do is listen to the questions at the end, because most time when people have webinars and teleseminars, there's Q&A at the end. And then I've been on so many teleseminars and so many webinars, and there haven't been Q&A, or there was Q&A, and then the facilitator or the host wouldn't answer them. And I'm just like, why are all they wanted to do was like sell their product or sell their service or whatever and say, oh, we're going to answer all the questions at the end or in the class or something. So basically, these people are looking for answers right now. Maybe they don't want to make a large investment. So when you listen to the questions that are being asked at the end of the teleseminar, you can jot them down and say, okay, this person had a question about this, or this person had a question about that. Let me put them into my idea bank and come back and blog about it, because competitors' webinars and teleseminars are a perfect way to know what your desired audience wants. You know, like HubSpot, I love them. As a content marketer and SEO expert and all that, I love them. I learn from them. I do everything from them. But more importantly, I listen to their webinars, their teleseminars, and I listen to the Q&A, because I want to know they have the same target audience I have, and I know I can get some of that market share. So I want to listen to what their audience is asking them and then create blog posts so their audience can come back to my audience, or to my blog, if that makes sense. Okay. As I said before, let's see. Well, Facebook and social media is the same thing. You have to look for what's being said and what's not being said on social media. But social media, there's a lot of tools. If you browse Facebook or Twitter, you can see if people are asking questions. I like Twitter personally, you know, because they used to have like search.twitter.com. I think they changed it to like Twitter search or something, so I got to find it really quick and everything. But if you just go to like search.twitter, let's see, search. They changed it, so I'm trying to see what they changed it to. Okay, twitter.com search. Okay, see what's happening right now or whatever. So let's go into advanced search. I don't think I ever used that. But all of these words, well, that's advanced. But if you just go into, let's see who's talking about what. If anyone's talking. Let's see if anything's going to happen. Okay, so we could just scan here. People are not like really asking questions on here, but they're just talking. But you can see like who's talking about what, if somebody's giving more information, like what's going on. Oh, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. No questions. Have a look at what's trending. 5 key elements of your social media policy. But you could just go in here and see who's talking about what for your particular industry. And you have to do a little bit of thinking here, because you want to see like, oh, if this person is talking about a certain thing, how can I put a spin on it and put it on my blog? And I get, okay. Well, I guess all these people. I'm just doing this because I know some people on the call work with certain things, so I'm trying to cater to everyone on the call. You know, if that makes sense. Okay. So hypnosis. Let me see what's going on. Is hypnosis for your Bethlehem quits? I don't know. Is hypnosis for you? Bethlehem. Oh, it looks like an article or something like that. Just scrolling down, seeing, okay. Sometimes you have to go through, because sometimes it's just talking about everything about hypnosis. There's really no questions here. But you just have to scroll through it and see what somebody's talking about. And if somebody says hypnosis doesn't work, you could say, yes, it does. You can create a controversial piece if need be. You know, another way is your personal life and friends' life. As I said before, you know, you could talk about things in your personal life, but you don't have to get too personal or anything like that. Like as far like when I talked about my personal life, I talked about how my boyfriend hated that I watched TV, but I just said that and told the reason why, and then I went into business, the business side or whatever, you know. And then there's a thin line, because some people say, you know, be personal on your blog, talk about all your personal life. Yeah, you do want to show people that you're a person because and your personality, because you want them to build a connection with you. But you still want to make it where they'll build a connection with you, but they'll still buy from you, because people buy from you when they know, like, and trust you. So basically, I know some people want to do personal stuff, which is fine, but there should be like a thin line. So basically, you could do something like Fun Friday. Like if you want to tell your personal stuff, like Fun Friday, I went here, I did this, I came, I saw, I conquered. I know Rachel did that with Las Vegas when you went to Las Vegas, which was great. I wish I would have known you then, but there's always time to go back to Las Vegas, right? But anyway, so you could do that like every Friday, but don't lose focus of your main reason why you're going to blog, why you want people to come to your blog. But if you want to show people your personality and everything like that, you can do that. You could tell why you went to a certain vacation or something like that, or why you went to this certain restaurant. This way people can get to know you and get a sense of who you are and your personality and your style, and they may resonate with you for some reason. You know, maybe you did something, maybe you went to somewhere where they wanted to go and they wanted to get to know more about you. I know, like, when I went to Hawaii, I blogged about it and blogged about my experience, and then people wanted to get to know more about me because I don't know what was going on in their head, but I'm assuming they're like, oh, she must be a fun person. She must know what she's doing. She's in Hawaii, and plus she looks fun and inviting. So when you blog about your personal life, just try to blend it in with your business, but then still, you could still be personal, but just keep it at a minimum because you don't want to get too personal. And I say this because I know a lot of people, when you have to keep a fine line between business and personal because you still need to make a profit. And then when people get too comfortable with you, they're going to be like, well, I don't have to pay you, and we don't want that. We all want you to get more money so you could help more people, if that makes sense. Okay. Another thing I think, let me see, I went over the television one. The Google Trends, I was going to go over that, but it wasn't working for some reason or whatever. But you could just go to Google Trends, and basically Google Trends is basically piggybacking off the news and everything. So you see what's trending now. Is there anything trending now? Let's see. Black Ops, Call of Duty, that's some video game, Elmo. Let's see, I don't see anything interesting for me, but I don't know if you guys see anything interesting. No. They used to have it differently, but you could just type in whatever you need to type in or whatever and figure out if it's a hot topic and what's trending and see if that works. Okay, let me see something. It's about 12:19 right now, so I finished a little early. So what we're going to probably do, so what the assignment is I said take 30 minutes, but I think it'll be more. Let me just take that. From 12:30 to about 2 o'clock. Again, this is Eastern time, so on Pacific time, I'm thinking that's 9:30 to about 11. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I think it's right, or whatever. So what we're going to do is basically take a break, from 12:30 to 2:30, take a break off the phone and take 30 minutes to brainstorm all the topics you would like to write about. You could just brain dump, and everything, and just think about all the things that you want to write about. Again, we had technical difficulties, but I think it should be fine now. If you need to get back on the line, you can dial 530-881-1212, and the meeting ID is 742-476-240. Again, the number to get back on the line is 530-881-1212. Okay, let's see. And then what I'm going to do when we come back on the line, it's going to go into Module 3, which Module 3 gets more into deep research about profitable keywords, research, finding the profitable keywords. Now you have the topics. You want to make sure those topics are profitable and what people are actually looking for. So what I want you to do is take this time. Well, you could do whatever you want, but take this time to brainstorm all the topics you would like to write about. Write it on your handout or in a notebook or anything like that based on this conversation. And then also, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, pop over to the Facebook group and ask a question on there. I apologize. I still have to clear up some technical issues with the company. That is hosting this call, start meeting, and everything like that. But at the end of the day today, I'm hoping that we have, most likely we will, because I'm finishing early a little bit on all the calls earlier than I expected. So we'll have like another little mini Q&A, probably networking session and everything like that. So if you have any questions, please pop over on the Facebook group or my Facebook fan page. So right now we're going to take a break for about 90 minutes, and then we're going to meet back on the phone here at 2 o'clock, and that is 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and that's 11 a.m. Pacific Time, because I think some of you are on Eastern and some of you are on Pacific. Okay? So thank you again for Module 2, how to find a hot and juicy blog topics that your audience will love and keep coming back for more, and I'll see you in 90 minutes for Module 3.